It all started with just $50 a day, but then I was like, maybe I can do more. Maybe instead of $50 a day, I can do $60 a day. And that's what I've been doing. I've been investing $60 every single day. It is now January 4th of 2025. I started this back in April. My last video, right, the account passed $10,000. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do another account update video, weekly video. And in this video, we're gonna talk a little bit about budgets as well. How can you decide how much money to invest and where should you start? If you're new here, my name is Forrest. I invest in stuff. I think that everybody should too. The reason that I started this series is because I wanted to lead by example. I wanted to show you guys exactly what it looks like to grow an account from zero all the way up to $100,000 and beyond. So we just went from zero to 10,000. Didn't take that long at all. Okay, the market is at all-time highs right now. So I'm gonna show you, we're gonna jump into my Robinhood, we'll talk about the account, and then we're gonna do a little breakdown of budgeting, okay? Also hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We're gonna have some fun. Let's get into it. Awesome, so here's my Robinhood account. If you go in the last video, you can see where I went through my statements month by month, breaking down all my contributions. It is currently Sunday, so you can see that I have zero buying power. At the moment, the current value of my account is at $10,200. And this is after just doing originally $50 a day up to $60 a day. So let's go ahead and look at my holdings. Primary holding is still VOO. As I walk through this, I want to mention a few things. Okay, first and foremost, why VOO? So this is the Vanguard S&P 500 Exchange Traded Fund, or ETF, currently priced at $544.97 a share. I have 10 shares, market value $5,600. And you can see my total return is up $227. What does that mean? This is the power of investing in real time, in your face, guys. So since I started this account just for YouTube, and this isn't my only long-term investing account, this is just the one that I started for this series. It's something that's been on my heart for a long time. I wanted to really lead by example and show people what it looks like from a consistency basis, right? So I'm a day trader, and it's cool to make large sums of money, but what does it look like to make money while you're just living your life, doing everything else equal, right? You're just doing a little bit every single day. I think it's one of the most important things for people to take control of their lives. It's just daily consistent behavior, okay? And through that daily consistent behavior, I made $227 on the money that I put in. So I'm already up $200, okay, just on this position, right? And that's massive, right? This is inside of a year. I started this in April, at the end of April, 2024. And so it's been 8 months essentially. All right, we're up $10,000, or the account's at $10,000. We're up $200 on just this position. So this is a little over half of the portfolio. It says their portfolio diversity, 55.78%. Over half of my portfolio is just this Vanguard ETF. What is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF? This is a basket of stocks of 500 of the biggest stocks, right? So instead of me having to go and buy Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, Tesla, and all these other companies, all the banks, right? This company buys those, and then I just buy this company. That's what an ETF or a fund is really. And it tracks the performance, the aggregate performance of all of those things. So you can see here, average cost is $523 a share. What's cool about Robinhood and a lot of these brokers today is you don't have to have at least $500. So I'm able to, again, just put $60 in at a time, or really buy $60 worth of a share at a time, even though each share is 500 bucks. Right? So they let you do fractional shares. So a fractional share is really, really important, especially today, right? Where you might not be doing $60 a day, maybe you're doing $5 a day, $10 a day. And that's going to get into the budgeting part of this, of really how much money is even worthwhile investing into the market, right? Especially when the Vanguard S&P 500 is at $544. Is it worth putting in $5 a day? Is it worth putting in $10 a day, right? Is it, in the long run, is it really, really worth it? That's the question that I want to answer in this video today. Scrolling down though, again, just kind of rounding out this VOO explanation, you can see that in this fund, it's 32% tech, consumer cyclical, 10%, communication services, 8%, financial services, 13%, et cetera, et cetera. So it is this basket of goods. You can see that tech is heavily weighted there. There is another fund called VTI, okay, which is the total stock market fund. So let's look at its breakdown. Similar breakdown, but this is across the entire market, right? So I prefer the S&P 500 instead of the total market. The S&P 500 is where we get that kind of assumed 8 to 10% over time. So back at the overview screen here, See, I have some Rivian $40 calls in my main account. I have a pretty big Rivian position. I'm bullish on Rivian. I like the company. Again, this is not financial advice, even though this is a financial channel talking about what to do. I have to put the disclaimer out there, especially when I talk about these things, but I really like Rivian. I have $40 calls. From an investing standpoint, I don't want to spend too much time on this, talk about options, but these expire in 2026. So a little bit over a year from now, you can see I have a total return of about $100 on that position. And then the rest of my holdings, right, is a smattering of things that are honestly just in the S&P 500, mostly. I think most of these are, right? MSTR is probably up a little bit. MicroStrategy had a big run, they're up $53. SoFi. I'm actually bullish on SoFi if they could get their stuff together. Their stock got beat up quite a bit. But yeah, you can see Tesla, VTI in there, Amazon, Palantir, Cost. These VTI shares actually I'll probably get rid of, right? And just put those in a VOO. Don't need to be double dipping there. NVIDIA, J&J, Humana, stuff like that. Awesome. So that's the portfolio today, and that's doing $500 a day. So what I want to do is we're going to use the power of AI, of course, just to make this simple. You can do this in a spreadsheet if you want to do the math. My goal is to make this accessible as possible for everybody. So let's go ahead to ChatGPT, and we're going to start a new conversation. So I want to base this off of, I was going to break down budgeting, but my challenge to you is going to be $5 a day. Okay, $5 a day invested into the market comes to $25 a week, which is $100 a month. Okay, so $100 a month, is it worth it? It seems like such a small amount of money. You put $100 in, you wait 30 days, you do it again, and after 2 months, you've got $200, right? Or maybe you're even down, honestly. Like the market could be down and your $200 that you put in is only worth $189. That's a really real possibility. So with the normal ups and downs of the market, is it worth it to put $100 in on a monthly basis or $5 a day? Well, we're gonna ask ChatGPT. So I'm gonna use the voice on this and we're gonna say, hey Chat, if I invest $5 every single day, which comes out to $100 a month, assuming that I did that for 30 years and my money compounded at an interest rate of 8% annually, what would be the total value of my account after those 30 years? Also, display a line graph with the values showing from 0 to year 30 and give me value markers at every 5-year mark. So from year 0, year 5, year 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. Thank you. So we're gonna let ChatGPT do the math on this. So you do need to understand what kind of question to ask. Why did I assume 8% every year? Okay, I always want to, every single video I do this. That is, if you look at the historical gains of S&P 500, you could estimate between 8 to 10%. Some people do 7%. So I'll do 8% kind of as a nice middle ground. If you do 10%, it's over a very big time frame. You're gonna notice a pretty big change in value, which is honestly just goes to show you the value of compound interest, which is really what this is. So compound interest, which is this is all about, this whole channel, I could rename my channel to just compound interest guy. I'm not gonna do that. But compound interest is really what we're aiming for here, is what I want you to experience for yourself. And basically what compound interest is, this is the philosophical definition is, compound interest is the power of money to grow while you do nothing, while you live your life, while you still try to pursue your career, while you still try to make more money, while you still start a business, while you do all of these things, your money is just growing due to essentially inflation, the natural upward pressure of money. So why does money continue to go up in value? Well, part of that is because we print more money. So part of the upward value in money is inflation. Companies continue to make more money. More people are continuing to get born, which means consumption goes up. So there's this natural pressure, upward pressure on prices, right? Unless we're in like a deflationary state, which we're not gonna go into, but compound interest. So even if you start to make $1 gazillion, right? Your business takes off in 5-10 years, you're gonna have this foundation of a portfolio, which is hugely important. I can tell you this, as somebody who started as a software engineer, and then I made a bunch of money later, I still wished, one of my biggest regrets was not doing this properly, like starting at 22, like right when I first started working, because I would have just had another like 50, 100 grand in my pocket just on top of everything that I made. And you gotta ask yourself right now, let's say you make it in 5 years. Would it be nice to have an extra 50 to 100 grand even if you make it in 5 years? See what I'm saying? So, and even if you just do like, this is something that's really important to me. We always talk about large sums of money. Everybody's like chasing the bag. And I really wanted to show you guys that for all of you non-bag chasers, people who just want to be frugal, that you can still make a lot of money, right, across the course of your life, just doing things on a consistent basis. So first, let's look at the output here. Okay, so here's the line graph showing the growth of your daily $5 investment over 30 years and an annual compounding interest rate of 8%. So this doesn't look, so year zero, 220, oh, maybe that's counting. It looks correct at the end. The initial value looks wrong there, but I'm not sure what they're using for the year zero marker of $223.55. Year zero or year 30 is $223,000, Let me ask it again. Make sure we're doing this right. Actually, we're gonna go to a calculator. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna check our math. We're gonna check ChatGPT's math. So we're gonna go to a compound interest calculator. We'll use the second link. So we're gonna start with $0. Monthly contribution is gonna be $100, right? Which is $5 a day. We're gonna do 30 years. We're gonna do an 8% interest rate and compound annually. Calculate, cool. All right, so yeah, the math on ChatGPT was a little bit different. I think they started with some other contribution, but in 30 years, I'll have $135,000. Now, this isn't like you're a millionaire or anything like that, but this is the question that I always go to. There's so many people that I know in retirement today or just ahead in life, 30 years ahead in life, that don't have $135,000 in the bank. Okay, so you can't say, oh, it's not enough, so I'm gonna do nothing. That's one of the worst things you can ever do in life, right? You could start today with $5 a day, and then eventually you can get it to $10 a day, $15 a day as you make more money, as you pay off bills, things like that. And eventually you'll be at, maybe $500 a month in contributions, and this will start to snowball and catch up. So what we could do is we could change this monthly contribution from $100 to, let's get it to what I'm doing right now, which is, 3 times 4 is $1,200 a month, okay? And if we hit calculate, you can see that it's $1.6 million in 30 years, right? And that's just this account. This isn't accounting my main portfolio and all the investing that I've already done. This is just the YouTube account, which is right now at $10,000, doing $60 a day, will be worth $1.6 million. With inflation, people are gonna say, oh, that's not gonna be worth that much money in 30 years. Well, how many people do you think are gonna have this much money even though it's not worth that much in 30 years? Exactly. So it's so important, guys, to make space in your budget, whether you're doing $5, which comes out to $100 a month, or if you're doing $300, right? Let's do a nice little middle ground. Let's do $500 a month over 30 years. Okay, hit calculate. $679,000, right? That could be the thing that changes your kid's future, right? You're passing that on to them. So really, really think about this. And it doesn't matter what the vehicle is. This could be a retirement account. This could be a, child saving account, college account, whatever it is, right? Putting in the work every single day is crucial. And again, what you'll end up with is, after just a little bit of time, a nice little nugget of change. So $10,200, not life-changing money for me at this point. But even if I stop doing YouTube and I stop doing this series and whatever, like life hits me in the face, I've just got an extra $10,200, right? That is the power of money. Money gives you options. It gives you flexibility. No matter what comes your way, you have something to deal with it. So I hope that this update video was useful for you. Subscribe. If you have questions, leave them down in the comments. Let me know about your investing journey and how I can help you become a better investor starting today. See you in the next video. My name is Forrest. Peace.
You're never gonna look back, 'cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts.